Good morning. This is the view off Wilmot Line on September the 4th. It's a Friday. Extensive land augmentation taking place in the Grey Arbel property, part of the West Side lands in Waterloo. They've been doing cut and fill operations, filling in wetlands with gravel and dirt. Now, earlier I showed a water table that had been cut into. There was a pool of water that was gathered. It's completely obliterated at this point. But you can see the remnants of the clay in the soil. I'll focus up on that. There's a large amount of exposed clay which the vehicles are currently cutting into. So these are the aquifer layers which are being violated at this point in time, in my view, against the OMB ruling. There is supposed to be no land grading or augmentation because no site plan has been approved yet. The GRCA issued the permit, and the City of Waterloo claims that this activity is nothing more than the removal of topsoil. So as you can see, the layer of clay quite clearly in the photo there. As they remove those clay layers, he's dumping something. Yeah. You see how they're augmenting the land with what appears to be some kind of sandy gravel mix. They're changing the entire topography of the area. They're changing the sediment composition of the area. They're digging down, they're hitting aquifers, and they're filling them up. And then they cover it with a different type of soil altogether. See the soil that they're dumping on site? See this guy in the vehicle there? This is the augmentation of the lands. Watch. Pull out the old soil, dump in the new. This is the new stuff, by the way. All this layers here that you see, they're putting sand to lower the water table during the reading, I'm sure. Then they'll cover it up with probably a clay layer to make it appear as though it's impervious. I don't know. I can't speculate on that. All I know is that what they're doing is they're removing the original soil and they're replacing it with a totally different soil type, which will augment the hydrogeological readings that are supposed to be taking place at this time. Over here they've dumped gravel and sand. And over here, they're removing the wet peat, loamy soil and replacing it with the drier stuff over there. Here comes another truck replacing the actual soil that they're taking out with a different type of sediment. And over here is a steamroller compressing all the areas. And what this essentially does is it impairs the ground's ability to recharge by compressing the soil, lowering the hydrogeologic regime potential. Okay, here it is. See them filling it in? Do you observe that? Apparently my work is getting a lot of attention from the local construction men. I'm getting beeped at, I'm getting yelled at for standing here. And currently I'm on the city street. This is Wilmot Line, I'm on public property. See what they're doing? Take out the original soil and fill it up. Now over here he's built quite a deep trench. Okay? And my guess is that he's going to take that new soil and fill it up. Look at how they're working. That truck is going right to the edge of the pit. There's nothing stopping the soil from actually giving out from under that vehicle. Okay, so we have a good shot here of, there's a layer of the original soil and a layer of the new stuff. The original soil is black and saturated, and the new soil is dry and brown. And they keep bringing in the new stuff to replace the saturated stuff. Please observe this. This is how they work around here. Most likely they will do this, and then they will take the pre-development readings. I don't know. That's only speculation at this point. It's only my guess. This fellow over here stated I should get a tripod. I'll have you know I'm sharing this with the Ministry of the Environment and the Department of Fisheries. Good. Just to let them know how you do your pre-development monitoring. Nobody cares, you say. Perhaps. I wouldn't be here if people didn't care, dear. So here you go. As I said, I'm being yelled at by the local workers. I've been beeped at. They don't like me standing here. But it's pretty clear from the layers of clay that the aquifers are being disrupted as we speak. They're changing the sediment composition, they're changing the recharge capacity of this area, and it will absolutely have an impact on Clare Creek, and it will absolutely have an impact on our local water systems. Technically, according to the city's own regional official planning policy, there's to be no net loss to water resources. However, activities like this, in my view, are compromising the water resources. This is an obvious breach. They were supposed to secure the pre-development water monitoring because their boreholes only went down 1 meter in some areas, 3 meters in others. Well, they're cutting down a heck of a lot deeper than that right now. So this is the view that I see on September the 4th. In spite of having gone to the Ontario Municipal Board, in spite of the fact that we're supposed to be gathering more information about these properties. This is how Stantec works. This is how the Kerr Construction Agency operates, I suppose. They're the ones involved with this. There's a big Stantec sign at the end of this property, so I'm assuming that that's the case. There's a fellow walking across the area there. You see how they've compressed that soil? They've compressed that entire area, inhibiting the ground's ability to recharge. They did the exact same thing along Ira Needles. In fact, they augmented the entire topography, and then they asked the GRCA to come in and do the assessment for the pre-development monitoring. They removed an entire wetland, and then they asked the GRCA to determine if there was a wetland on site or habitat, after they already destroyed the place. These are the kind of shenanigans that are common in Waterloo region. You see how the replacement of fill is taking place? The replacement of sediment? This is unacceptable. But at least you get a chance to see how the people operate around here. And this is the truth. You see it for yourself.